We set up Construction Area about 10 years ago, and the reason it was put together is we wanted to get the theory that the universities put into the students and give the students the benefit of that, and also get them out beyond the theory into some practice. So the idea is we put together a consulting engineer, a contractor and a university, and have a triangle that lets the students get an understanding of how they're actually going to build things once they've got past the ivory towers of university.
Attracting new people to the industry, not just graduates, but across the whole board is immense. We haven't built a nuclear power station since 1987 in this country, and there is a skill gap as a consequence of that. Some people will be able to transfer skills, but going to the central point of graduates, it's about raising their awareness, making them more, making it more attractive to them, so that they don't see it as such a big step either. So it's a question of making them feel engaged, making them feel involved with what we're trying to do, and bringing them into our fold.
When you're interviewing graduates, you'd only get an hour or two to spend with them. If you actually have them on a windy field up in Bircham Newton for a week, you can really see how people act under pressure, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. So it's a good opportunity as an employer to look at the graduates, see how they're working, and also establish links with universities. And in some cases we've actually managed to get funding for universities from contractors, where relationships are developed between teams that wouldn't have happened if we hadn't got the Construction Area link.
I think what makes an undergraduate or graduate attractive to an employer is his or her ability to be able to demonstrate an all-round capability. So not only are we looking for that depth of technical capability in their chosen discipline, but also a breadth of management and all-round skills, a rounded personality and a rounded person. And I think things like Nuclear Island can help develop those people, because it's exposing them to a range of different people and a range of different skills. And it's appealing to their ability to be able to communicate with those different people, all of which is essential in a good engineering team. But the art of being a good engineer is the ability to be able to communicate.
Construction contracts are all about cost, time and quality, and we're assessing the students and their performance on that basis. In a week you're encapsulating in small scale team building and construction, and part of what we're trying to develop is an understanding of how the management of projects comes together, as well as the theory and how the design goes into it as well.
There's a social requirement as well, and what we have is a 16 to 24-year-old grouping, not necessarily undergraduates, that we should be appealing far more to. If we can start to provide them with skills, not just as undergraduates, but also as in apprenticeships and maybe in unskilled opportunities as well.
So it gives us quite a few threads really. We have the opportunity to employ people, we have the liaison with other parts of the industry that we wouldn't normally do, and also a testing of our systems and our own employees to see how they react to something that's completely different to what they would come across in their normal working life. A lot of the nuclear sites now, it's a site within a site. So one thing we want to try and do is see if we can keep one year's contribution and build one next to it. So there are other constraints involved in terms of lifting, what you can do, what you can't do. If there are areas where there's pipe work that's notionally live, how does the site then work around that when they have to dig a hole? So there's other ways we can develop the Nuclear Island project to replicate how the industry itself grows and builds. A number of people have actually written to us and said, I wasn't thinking of going into construction, but now I've had this experience, I really do want to be part of the industry. It's a real plus. It's a side effect, a plus to Construction Area. It draws people in and means that we are keeping the best people in the industry.
Through the Nuclear Island in 2 years, I'm looking for a far more confident undergraduate, one that understands nuclear, the nuclear industry and the nuclear issues.